I'll be acting as chair, is Kara Vatt.
Andrew Meow.
Richard Morangel.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So first up, we have Christopher Nashville for My Generation Energy at 20 West Road. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what your...
Chris is actually our construction supervisor. My name's Abe Boyle. I'm going to be representing here for
I'm sorry.
us. Abe Boyle.
Abe, thank
Yes,
you.
like Abe like Lincoln. We just discussed the packet you have there, but hopefully it's pretty clear. We are looking at installing 31 panels of the all-black variety at 20 West Road. Should have a layout there. There's a nice attic, so we're intending to hide conduit. We've supplied some photos from the street, from West Road really, and then from right out in front. Be happy to answer any questions.
Now, are they going on the front of the building because you can't put them on the back of the building?
No, the back of the building, the exposure in the back of the building isn't ideal.
You don't get
You
enough
can
sun.
see
There's
the
not enough sun.
You can see
Yeah.
the shadowing.
There's a lot of trees, it's north facing to the back, so we've basically used the spaces that are reasonable there from a production standpoint.
Why is it that you have not put any on the flat roof?
On the flat roof, that generally there, because there's a, you can see it from the picture, there's a little, it's set down, there's a number of obstructions, and also there's just a whole bunch of different, it would be difficult to do, and the shading from the actual, the AC units that are in there didn't make much sense. And because it's flat, and because you've got that external buttress there, it's just, it would end up being a shaded area. Flat roofs.
Is this building on Lattanzi Spalding?
It is now, yeah. It was Cape Cod 5 forever, but it is Lattanzi Spalding, correct?
So the entire building is Lattanzi Spalding?
To my understanding, yes. Yep, that's who's contracting with us.
Could you do a flat array?
Flat arrays work, again, if they are totally exposed. They work well in the high.
If you were above?
If you're above. Generally, you want to angle them a little bit, but in this
Yeah,
case, with the
yeah.
obstructions, with the shade that the building would provide, it wouldn't make any sense.
So you'd have to have some kind of underlying structure to get to
You can
build
do
a
it two ways.
framework up above
Exactly. You can do
that.
it two ways. You can use a ballast system where you're actually weighting it down to the roof externally, or you can find rafters that are down inside.
Oh, okay.
So there's
Go right to the load
exactly.
points.
Yep, exactly.
Could you even fit that many units in that center section?
If the obstructions weren't there, yes, but again, with having to move things around, the panels are relatively big, so I don't have it measured out, but there wouldn't be all that much in there.
And these are black frame or silver frame?
They're black frame, black on black on black.
What percentage of the usage of the building do these solar panels provide?
Not exactly sure. When we contracted with them last fall, they were relatively new to the building, so they didn't have a full year's load. They're just looking to offset what was possible. So we got as much there as we could. There are tax implications, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
But my sense is, it is not 100% coverage, but they're looking to take a bite out of what they owe every
You said there's
annually.
tax,
In this case, yeah, yeah,
there still is?
for commercial.
Maybe, well, that's another matter. We should discuss.
Yeah, happy to talk
other
that over too,
things.
but yes, but in the commercial
Get an
setting.
update.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I guess, we're kind of stuck these days with, you gotta put them where you need to put them, and they're usually visible. At least they're black framed now.
They did replace the old cedar roof with a dark shingle roof. They had to come in front of you for that a while ago.
And any kind, these are still individual units linked underneath,
Exactly.
and then they just have
Conduit running down.
conduit from each section to some companies I've seen, they have conduit running all over. the roof.
Some places you don't have a choice, but there's an attic here, so we have a choice. If it's up on a dormer, you've got to come off, you have to come off, but
Yeah.
in this situation, yeah.
I've seen it even from unit to unit.
Totally. It's easier, potentially to
Yeah.
link things up on the roof. So some people will skip over that, but that's not our intention here.
Okay, I'm familiar with Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew still
Yeah.
with you guys?
He is, no,
He's
very much so.
president or vice president?
No, he owns a company.
Yeah, he's the owner.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah. We worked with his father, Peter.
Peter's go way back with Andrew. Peter's great. We all know Peter.
questions?
I don't have any questions. Kara, do you? No? Thank you. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the solar panel installation as proposed and submitted by My Energy.
My generation,
My
energy.
generation.
It's a mouthful.
My Generation Energy. What's the current output of a panel, single panel?
Well, most panels, they have wattage ratings, right? So,
Yeah.
and the wattage rating is right now, it hovers in the mid 400s. These are 440 watt panels. There are
With the-
larger footprint panels, you can get big industrial panels, a little bit more, but that's the typical kind of
And they
range.
don't make any triangular panels.
No. The uniformity is what makes them affordable. It would be great, right, if you could.
Well, I always see them
Yeah.
on boats and
Sure.
buildings, and
Yeah.
they have, the shortcoming is you can't use the entire roof if you have like a hip roof.
Absolutely,
You have
yeah.
a lot of corners that are.
Totally.
that are-
The industry went a little bit bigger as a whole for these residentials,
Yeah.
which is a little unfortunate. You can save a few inches here or there, it's
Four-
amazing how much.
4x6.
Generally, that's kind of
Yeah.
but they're slightly bigger now than they were 3 or 4 years ago.
Metric,
Yeah.
metric.
Yeah.
I just need to go back because can someone second the motion?
Oh, sorry, gabbing away.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Didn't want to miss our.
What were they, used to be like 350 or something for wattage?
When I started doing it, we were looking mid 200s.
Oh.
So they've creeped up slowly over time.
Okay.
Yeah, usually, 10, 15 watts here or there, it's
Yeah,
slowly
yeah.
moved up. Yeah.
But the efficiency is still in the 20s.
Efficiency always runs around that 21, 22%, but it's the capacity is what's important. And then you've got to marry it up with the inverter because you've got DC, AC stuff going on.
You guys privy to any future equipment efficiencies, upgrades? And
I think the efficiency will probably stay as it is. We're just hoping for that, that steady rise in the
Is that
wattage.
because the nature of the panel, the silicon base?
No, I think it's the nature of the inverter that's within the panel and how that all kind of plays out. I haven't seen anything that's a significant growth beyond that, kind of that 20% efficiency, which is more than just like a baseline at this point. But there's still, you look at what a panel can do versus what it could do 10 years ago, and it's
I've seen
significant.
some transparent, I don't know if it was BMW or somebody had.
There's all kinds of stuff that you'll see out there. There's filaments you can put in windows, there's the pads you can go over, but it's generally, is it deliverable, is it cost effective? And again, how are you gonna make that conversion from what you can produce to what is digestible?
Yeah.
I just need you to sign here,
That'll sign.
and I guess tomorrow you can pick up whatever paperwork you
Pick your
need
brain while you're
downstairs.
here.
Okay, that would
This
be
one?
like, yeah.
Down
Name,
here.
and signature.
And it is the
Yep, I had to come to that just the third time within 5 minutes, all day long. Thank you so much.
You're very
As I
welcome.
said, tomorrow you should be paperwork should be there for you to pick up. Thank you very
Excellent.
much.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Enjoy the summer.
Okay.
You as well.
Welcome. Happy to talk to you, Mark.
Yeah, please, I might give Andrew a call at some point, maybe come by. You guys over near Great Western still? or-
No, we moved out. We're at 100 Independence in Hyannis, so
Okay.
near San Diego's.
Okay,
in that area.
okay,
Yeah.
in there, okay, good.
Thanks, guys. No, take care.
I think we need to approve the meeting minutes. People can take a look.
Bring your pen. Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you.
So we do have a quorum, good.
Back in the summary of the report, there's a line that says the ARC recommends that they delay the approval of ZBA.
from your,
Furthermore, the last sentence, BRC recommends permit be delayed to allow adequate refinement of the designs. And they have delayed it. So they have next meeting coming up, which I believe is the 17th.
July?
Yeah.
Are these part of the minutes, these last two pages? Or are these
The
additions?
contributions of-
I think it was the memo, that revisions that we made, remember we spoke about? So it looks like it's part of, remember we went over that last time, you did the whole.
Oh, right.
What we wanted to amend, what we thought we should say.
I wonder if we'll have another whack at it. We did before. I hope so.
Just on the subject, I'm trying to confirm that date.
I think I got it wrong.
I can't find it, but
Also.
My plan, my personal plan is to be there just as a private citizen, because I don't have any other standing. The select board's response to the,
29th of July, 7 PM. I'm sorry.
there's gonna be a lot of desire on their part to be
Yeah.
done with it, to be done with it at that meeting. So I think, whatever persuasive people can be there, either at public comment or during the meeting, to argue for a little bit of consideration would be useful. I don't know. That's what I would intend to say if I was there, but I don't know. I mean, they've already probably gone at least 2 meetings further along than they intended to at the beginning.
Memphis, as you can see, we lost 3 members, so we're
I know.
really down. Has the select board received any applicants?
I would have to check. I don't, Molly's the one who sort of keeps track of that, and I'm not aware of an applicant, but I will find out.
Are we gonna get copies of the revisions that they made to the, to this project?
Well, I don't know, because what they've asked for isn't revisions, they've asked for waivers. That's really all that's happening with this comprehensive permit.
Oh, so they haven't changed the looks of?
They have, Kira,
Oh.
and I think the place where that shows up is in the ZBA meeting.
In the meeting.
Because they brought
Yeah.
in new elevations and new
Yeah,
things to
so that's
see.
what I was wondering, if we would see
So if
new
you,
elevations?
if you go to the meeting on the 29th, the ZBA one,
Mhm.
you can see everything that's there, and, if it's acceptable, the ZBA may vote to approve. Otherwise, there's going to be additional things that will be done. So
Okay.
it's
Have
more
you seen
work-
those revisions, Andrew?
I'm sorry?
Have you seen those, the
No.
revisions?
I have not, no.
No, neither have I.
But that's it as far as our committee is concerned, unless they get shot down and then they seek some more advice, but they're not looking for any more advice from us.
Well, no, I think I don't think they were looking for advice.
In the
In the
first
first place.
But technically, all that's happening is the treatment of the waivers, which are zoning waivers.
Yeah.
They're not aesthetic waivers, they're just,
Oh.
well, I guess you could, some of them are there's a height waiver in there, and which I guess you could say is somewhat aesthetic, but I don't think they're about what you guys have been talking about, and other people in town as well. I mean, Joy Cumming and Peter Haig and everybody else.
They're going for a full-blown approval and, to go the next step?
They're only looking for those waivers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's all that's
Because
standing
they
between.
don't need any other approval.
Right.
See, Andrew, that's what I'm saying, they don't need any other approval.
Except ZBAs.
Yeah, yeah.
And ZBA really is only being asked for the waivers. They're not being asked to do a
Yeah.
architectural review.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Sybil, who's on the board,
Yeah.
ZBA board, you know, she presented a different site plan, which I thought was very good. At first, the board didn't seem to be open to it, saying it was too late, it'll cost too much money. But at the end of the meeting, two of the members actually said that there's some good ideas over there. Quite honestly, from my point of view, it was very good, and I don't see how that it was gonna cost a lot more money to make those changes. Things like that ought to be reviewed and will be reviewed probably during that day.
And to add to that, I hate these arguments that say that this is gonna cost too much money.
I know.
If you wanna make that statement, you should say how much. I mean, is too much $100,000 or $1 million? And
Well, we didn't ask them to do it, I mean, that's, the size of this project is their, right, I mean, they could have made this project as big or as small as they felt
part of
comfortable.
their charge was to maximize the use of that property.
Mm.
So, the architect for the project also has the difficulty of 3 masters in that. You have, Habitat for Humanity and POA and
Yeah.
HAC,
Yeah.
all doing something slightly different.
But I think the suggestions that were made by Sybil, for example, would not have affected any of those stakeholders, and
I'm not an architect, so I've only heard discussions in this meeting and outside of this meeting with people who are, architects themselves. And I'm just going with the sense that people think that the project doesn't need to be changed as far as density goes and number of units, but that there are architectural treatments that could be, or even layout that could be
Layout,
changed
right. Yeah.
without a great deal of investment. I don't, I mean, that's, I think
I'm sorry,
getting a big change,
investments of money or?
money
or-
and time, I guess.
And time, but for the architects?
Right, so if they've got a budget and this would kick them $1 million over the budget, I understand why they wouldn't do that, but on the other hand, I think the town should have a chance to be asked, would you spend $1 million to make this look better?
But back to your point, Matt, which is, nobody said anything about money, how much more it's gonna cost.
Well, no, they just say it's too much, right? That's
Right, exactly.
that's always the answer.
Exactly, okay, well, I don't have any.
Well, we're at a turning point here, this is kind of the first, it's not coming before us, but this is, I think, I was on the second term Architectural Review Board when I first formed, I was on the second term. And these were some of the shortcomings of us not being in the review process of certain buildings.
Right, but you know why this is, in this case, that's true, is because the town passed that 10%
Yeah.
threshold.
Yeah,
So if we hadn't passed the 10% threshold, it would be going through the normal
yeah.
review.
So I think just to address the board and you, I think at some point we need to kind of take a look at, what it is we do and how it's structured. And it's been 15, 20 years since this.
But you're gonna get a chance, next year or so, to look at the fire station, which has also got its critics.
Well, with the new zoning bylaws, we're gonna, we may or may not get review of any, some of those things or none of them or all of them, but those are substantial changes that will increase the size of these
But
buildings.
the fire station's not in the overlay district,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's subject to the existing.
That's kind of what I'm saying, is our purview is limited, and I think we need to figure out whether that needs to be, as a board, as a committee, expanded and gone through the town process of getting some of that, so it's included, because we're still doing signs. which is
Right, no,
ridiculous.
I think, you know, George Meserve and, Spacey, the building inspector, are working on
Davis.
how to make this more efficient, for sure.
Yeah.
And signs are, I think, something that the building inspector could, for the most part, handle.
Well, some people say, how did that get approved? And say, well, it didn't come before the architecture review committee, and they think, well, what's the point? You know, if it's a sizable building in Orleans, it should be reviewed. Whether if it's not in our purview, I think we need to talk about that.
Rich, I
I'm
think
not a-
we're going really far afield. We're only approving the minutes right
Sure,
now.
I'm sorry, well, now that I have it
All right,
here.
so let's just at least complete this part, yes. Does anyone have any changes?
let
I
me
didn't know if there were
hold
any
you
more
because
changes to be made to
I know,
this.
don't-
That's where the
I
discussion was
thought
going.
it
You're
was
right.
fine.
Okay, so we're approving the minutes, great. So then again, it just comes now to the appointing of a new chair and vice chair. So I thought this was kind of strange, just because I know I've only been on, you've been on the committee before, I've only been on it for the past 2 years, but I've never done a vote or done anything. Like, it's just always been, somebody was here, and then somebody wasn't here, and somebody was already appointed. And, you know, we had and the chair was already appointed, and then in last fall, our vice chair left, and nobody caught up on the fact that we should have had a vice chair. So I don't really know how exactly all of these things work, but,
I have a
I
suggestion.
think you
well,
did a
I
good
was
job.
just gonna say, but I just wanted to share this, because I did happen to go into my little committee papers. And I don't know if this is followed, maybe you can tell us, but it says, this was from the, I think when I first signed on, it's the guide for committees and commissions and
Mhm.
boards.
Mhm.
And that there says that the annual reorganization and election of officers, that the first order of business for all committees after July 1st of each year is to reorganize by electing a chair, vice chair, and clerk.
Okay.
So, I mean, I wasn't familiar with that, but if that's, to me, it was like, oh, because that wasn't necessarily followed when I was here, but if that's the process, then maybe that's what we
Pretty
should be
convenient.
doing.
Sure.
So we
Yeah.
are after July 1st.
Right,
Yeah.
and so I think, you know, again, knowing that next July, right, we'll be reappointing again, I don't know, I kind of like to have rules to follow, because I think it's helpful for all of us.
I nominate Kelly to be our chairman.
I second that nomination.
Yes,
Well, I will accept for the year, because it's only a year. And then next year, somebody else can take over, and, you know, so.
Well, someone will.
And so, yeah, and so we need a vice chair, so who would like to be a
Need a vote
vice chair?
too.
Oh, so did we vote? We nominate, but did you vote?
I recommend that you be the nominee, well.
yes, so
Andrew
all in
did.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, all right, thank you, I
Unanimous.
accept. All right, so now we need to appoint or nominate a vice chair.
I would recommend either Andrew or Kira,
I was
whoever's
gonna
been
say
here
one of
longer.
you. Well, you've been on the
No, but who,
committee
you guys
before.
have been here before me, I'll get my turn.
I
Okay.
think,
say
why don't
Andrew.
Andrew, why don't you do it? I think it's great to have an architect.
Mhm.
But I nominate Andrew as vice chair.
I'll second that nomination,
All in
Say
favor?
all in favor.
Aye.
Okay.
unless you have any objections.
I don't.
Great, so we have done this with the exception of matters arising. So matters arising is just, is there anything that
Did we already
anybody
Do you have
else?
to do a, do you have to
We've
do
already, I'm
do you have to do
sorry.
a clerk?
I don't, like, so we've never had a clerk
clerk.
before. And so when I was reading the duties of the clerk, it kind of sounded a little bit like whoever the admin is and the Jennifer or whoever the scribe. We have somebody, Gina, are you on here?
So Jennifer's been taking care of posting your meetings and putting your minutes in. If you still have that, a person that's doing that, that's great.
I believe it was Gina, and so I thought she was going to be here tonight, and so I'm just trying to see if I know she was going to be remote, so
Yeah,
Gina?
it said it in the email.
In the
She would
email.
be remote, but.
Does anybody have contact phone number for her that we can call her? Because
I-
we do need her.
Who's upstairs, do you know? Because there's one participant sort of showing up there.
Yeah, I don't.
If you can hear us,
It's Megan
turn,
today.
there we go.
There's nobody on Zoom.
Oh,
Okay.
nobody else.
Okay, so do you know what happened with Gina tonight? Because we were expecting her?
I know that she's not on Zoom. That's all I know.
Okay.
Okay,
She's
because Molly had said
You're
that she
supposed to
was,
be on
Yeah, in the
Zoom.
email.
in the email that she
There
would be
was an
here.
email.
Sending the meeting via computer, but apparently not.
Okay.
Or maybe she's just gonna review it.
She can see the recording and
Oh.
And maybe that's
do
what,
the
she- that's
minutes
what,
from
that's what
that.
she'll do from there, okay.
Does anybody know her last name?
I don't know that I saw her last name.
Be on there.
No, it just says Gina. As of June 30th, Jennifer Fountain has stepped down as the committee secretary. A new secretary has been hired. She will start as of this week's meeting. Her name is Gina, and she will not be attending meetings in person. She asked if the committee would state their names as you were making and seconding motions for the first couple of meetings to help her learn everyone's name and voices. So, that's all I know.
Okay.
So do we have anything else to speak of? So I guess the question was,
I doubt that you need a clerk, I know.
yeah, that's what I got from here. And does everybody have this little, did you have this little?
Yes.
Okay.
We have-
I'm gonna have to go back and check and see
Okay.
if I've got it.
Everybody's supposed to get one.
I'm sure it's somewhere.
Oh, and actually, I'm sure it's on the website. Don't ask me how to find it, but I'm sure it's there.
Yes.
Does anybody have anything to discuss for matters arising?
No.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
Second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.